Hello, everybody. This is the Noel Zone, and you're here listening to the Tarda Zone Talks. Big Finish Insider reminding people Big Finish is a record breaker. And it just seems a bit strange that after we found out that Big Finish is in a bit of financial problems, that we've got accounts out there bigging up Big Finish. Apparently, how it's a record breaker, just like the main show. It's the longest running sci-fi show. Big Finish is the longest running audio series, apparently, with their Doctor Who stuff. And Big Finish Insider has decided to remind fans of this fact. But of course, if you are a Doctor Who fan, you already knew this. But records mean absolutely nothing when your company is in financial dire straits. So there we go. There's the post there. And they posted it up on the 31st of January at 3 o'clock. And that's obviously yesterday. So there you go. Did you know that we're Guinness World Record holders with 275 releases over 22 years? Doctor Who, the monthly Adventures, was the longest running science fiction audio play series. Now, why is Big Finish Insider and talking about this? Well, as we have just spoke about, Big Finish's financial records were released and it's not looking good. They've had to take out a loan to keep themselves afloat. This is, remember, apparently a franchise that is thriving and doing well with the fans. Now, why is Big Finish suffering? Well, there's two reasons why Big Finish is suffering. And we'll get into the Big Finish issues in a minute. But the main reason why Doctor Who on Big Finish is not doing too well and why Big Finish is actually not doing too well is because the main show is absolutely rubbish. And when the main show is absolutely rubbish, right, and there's no interest in the main show, right, when you inflate the ratings and you make it out that there's more people watching than there actually is, right, the reality comes to bear when you look at merch sales. And merch sales for New Who over the last few years have taken a big impact, especially under the Chibnall reign of Doctor Who. And Big Finish is no different. For me, Big Finish's downfall, for a lot of fans, is stranded. But for me, it was when one of the Time ladies, when all this feminist agenda was going through Doctor Who, the main show, one of these feminists from the Time ladies demanded to know how many female writers were writing for Big Finish. Now, ever since then, in my opinion, the quality has shifted. The quality, and you look at the people that they're bringing in to write the audios, they're activist writers, right? This is Big Finish's problem now, right? With the fact that, you know, they bowed down to a mob that were dictating what goes on in the main show, and then wanted to obviously then go in and make sure that Big Finish complied with all of this nonsense. And it's just a wonder that the main show and Big Finish, and as I said, the merchandise sales have dropped ever since. So, you know, it really does not pay to have agendas, to bring in these activist writers. Now, I'm going to be talking about one of those such activist writers. I've put up a little video, which you may have seen on the channel already. It's about a minute long, but it's the writer who was involved in the novelization of The Church on Ruby Road. And you will see from the little video that I've put up that she's a lovely person. She's a lovely person. And this is, I'm joking, by the way. She's not a lovely person. But this is the problem that we have with Big Finish. This is the problem that we're having with Doctor Who. If you look at RTD's hiring when it comes to writers and artists, right? They're either activists or they're from the LGBTQ plus community, or they're people of color, as the left would like to call them. I call them what they are. We're white people, they're black people. There's nothing wrong with saying that, but apparently nowadays there is, right? But that's what the focus is on here. And when you start focusing on agendas and you start focusing on little causes, right, this is what happens, right? Time and time again, we have seen studios, we have seen the industry as a whole make the same mistakes over and over again. They have not learned their lessons. They continue to ignore the fans, the real fans, by the way, not these bloody lunatics that they're trying to make Doctor Who and all these other franchises for, right? The bottom line is, as I've said, right, and I'll continue repeating this as long as I'm blue in the face. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, they're sci-fi, right? It's a genre, right? It's a specialized genre, by the way. Not everybody is going to like sci-fi, right? So you should make it for the people that it's for. That's why there are different genres out there, right? To cater for everybody. The problem is that Hollywood, BBC, Disney Plus, you name it, HBO, Max Prime, all of these companies, right? They just want to make all of these franchises to appeal to the masses. And that's where they're going wrong. Because the quality of the shows dip, they have to dumb these shows down, right? And then on top of that, then you're doubly shooting yourself in the foot, because then you start injecting your whatever agenda the writer maybe on this time, whatever agenda is the flavor of the month sort of thing, right? This is why the industry is in the state that it's in, right? So, you know, if you want to start selling your merch, you want Big Finish to do well again, you want the main show to do well again, well, you've got to go and stop all of this. Well, we need diversity and inclusion, and just say, right, we're going to hire the best people because they're talented, not because of their skin color, not because of their sexuality, not because who they identify as, right? It should be, I'm going to bring this person in because I like what they wrote before, and they're actually talented, and they actually understand the genre that they're writing for. Now, if you look at the as I said, you can all get this is all public information, folks. If you go, and I may later on, when the series gets closer, I may actually do a video on that and show you all the writers that he's hired, all the artists, even the artists that he's gotten to do the artwork are activists, or from the LGBTQ plus community, or trans, or something, right? It seems like that RTD has a problem with white people, to be quite honest. I'll say out straight, man, right? There seems to be a bit of racism going on. Straight white people no longer apply for Doctor Who, right? And that's the impression I'm getting. And that's not good. That's not good. So, is it desperation by Big Finish Insider to put that information out to get more people aware that it is a record breaker? Maybe people will say, oh, record, but maybe I should check it out. Because it's too late. It's too late. See, here's the thing, right? He's made his bed. Now he's got to lie in it, right? We have no sympathy, right? Big Finish goes under, it goes under. It'll be sad. But if it goes under, it goes under. Doctor Who magazine nearly went under. If that had went under, yeah, it'd be sad. But, you know, this is the way they've made us feel. You know, at the end of the day, we'd be kind of blessed that it's gone, because it'll be safe from the woke agenda. Now, if it happens with Big Finish, and Big Finish ends up going, and the main show ends up going, you know, there'll be a bit of sadness. But at the end of the day, I can tell you now, from me and from other people that I've been talking to, that there'll be almost relief that it's been finally put out of his misery, and we can obviously then leave it live for a few years, and hopefully that the damage that has been done, people will forget. And then when it comes back again, then someone brings it back that genuinely loves sci-fi. Not talking about even loving Doctor Who, but understands Doctor Who and understands what the fans want from Doctor Who. Then we can finally move forward. But look at, if Big Finish goes under, it'll be what Nicholas Briggs deserves anyway, right? He's been having a go at fans ever since the Chibnall era anyway. And, you know, some people have called him a turncoat. You know, that's not a bad description of the man. We've had other writers and people that have wrote on Big Finish as well come out and say some things against the fans. So to be quite honest with you, fans are at the stage where if it goes, yeah, there'll be a little bit of sadness, but at the end of the day, they won't really be bothered. And it'll be same with the main show, and it'll be the same with the Doctor Who magazine. And you have only got yourselves to blame because you keep going down this road and you think it's going to actually bear fruits. And it's not going to bear fruits. And it's not because people are homophobic or transphobic or racist or whatever, sexist or whatever phobic bigot word you can come out with. It's the simple fact of the matter is people can see through this, know that it's not done properly, and also on top of that, Doctor Who is a sci-fi show, a family sci-fi show, and it hasn't been a sci-fi show for a long time, right? Started injecting all of this romance and all of this other drama and nonsense into Doctor Who, right? It has to stop. So, you know, Big Finish, you know, I did say this, and someone actually mentioned the point that if fans were to give £2 or €2, right, for our side on the pond, we could get Big Finish out of our debt, right? But the problem is, right, I'd say this, right? I was the one that actually mentioned that fans could pay for it. But then I thought about it and I thought, why should we? They've shown a lack of respect towards us for a long time. So why should we stick our necks out for them when they've never actually, you know, defended us or defended the fandom when the fandom was being attacked by these lunatics? So they've made their bed as far as I'm concerned. So if Big Finish goes under, it goes under. And no amount of saying, oh, it's a record breaker is going to save it. Look, at the main show is a record breaker, right? The bottom line is Doctor Who fans can see that they're creating crap, right? And the numbers, and I don't care, look at people out there that continue to spin the ratings, you're doing a disservice to Doctor Who. Yes, I'm talking to you guys directly. The bottom line is, if you want Doctor Who to be the successful franchise that we all want it to be, then you have to be calling all of this superficial shite out once and for all. If you guys actually called it out, this would change the whole tide of the future of this show, and maybe we could go in a direction that we could all get behind. But you choose the shill for BBC, you choose the shill for RTD, and you then go out and attack those fans that, like me, that have the guts to come out and express their opinions and their absolute disgust of what's been happening to this show and everything else connected to it over the last few years, right? It's time to move away from all of this activism when it comes to Doctor Who and get back to writing proper sci-fi stories with proper character development and proper plots and stories that make sense. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. As I said, over these next couple of days, you guys will be getting a lot of pre-records. I have, believe it or not, with the topics that I'm covering, I'll let you know now. So that's the first topic. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more topics to cover. So you'll get them over the next couple of days, and there'll be more as I go on as well, by the way. So check them out. And as I said, guys, you know, there'll be 5 more gifted memberships available this month. So if you're watching these pre-records, make sure you come into the chat because it's random. And then when I gift them, then if you happen to be there and YouTube picks you, then you'll be a member. Because just to give you an update, so I have secured me first panelist for our Friday night for Tardazone Talks. The after party is what I'm going to call it. So the Tardazone Talks, the after party. I've secured me first guest, but they're going away on holidays shortly. So it gives me time now to get the other two panelists that I want to get for this. And as I said, we're going to have membership streams now on a continual basis. So this is why we've given away the free memberships because you can only access these streams through memberships. Of course, if you can't wait to be gifted the membership, you can go into the membership tab and you can join there. There's 2 tiers, whatever tier you decide yourself. It's up to yourself, guys. But if not, as I said, look out for these types of videos that I'm releasing, because I will be in the chat, obviously, keeping an eye on things. And then if I have those, I will warn people, obviously, before I gift them that I have the memberships there like I did the last time. And then will drop them. So leave an opinion on this. What do you think it is? Big Finish Insider, is it desperation? Do you agree with everything that I said on this video? If not, give me your opinion. What do you think the problem is at Big Finish? We do know that the writing has suffered just like it has for Doctor Who, so we know all of that. Activists have got in there and stuff and ruined it. But do you agree with me that these brands, and all of these studios are going about it the wrong way and should just make these franchises for the people who they're supposed to be made for? As I said, and I'll say it again, Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Star Trek is not for everybody. And the fact that these showrunners, writers, directors, and studios come out and tell you otherwise is wrong. That's why there are so many genres out there and sub-genres out there to cater for everybody. Why Doctor Who has to cater for everybody? Why Star Trek has to cater for everybody and Star Wars is beyond me. Make it for the people that made your franchise what they were in the first place, and you'll make a ton of money. The problem is that you are too greedy and you just want to make more money and you want a bigger piece of the pie. But then what ends up happening is you try to please everybody and you end up with less of the pie. Okay? So leave it out, right? Go back to common sense and logic, right? And when it comes to your casting as well, common sense there too, right? You hire best in class. Simple as that. Okay? Because people can see through these castings that Disney have done and all of these other companies, right? And they always end up being right about them. They always end up being superficial and hollow and absolutely ridiculous. So step your game up. You have plenty of time now to fix this whole situation. You have been told time and time again by fans how you to fix this situation and start making money again, and you still continue to ignore those fans. So continue to ignore them. Things like Doctor Who, Big Finish, all of these other franchises will die. And it's as simple as that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. I shall talk to you all very soon. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you for the next one.